Hey ladies, we are back for another live Wednesday topic, and we are going to be talking about habits today. So I'm going to let everybody get logged on here. I'm going to get my notes popped up that I prepared for you ladies today. Hello, hello. If I haven't met you, my name's Kim Nanninga. I'm a registered and licensed dietitian, and I specialize in midlife female health, specifically for women that are being frustrated when all of a sudden they stop feeling like themselves, their bodies change, they're gaining weight, specifically in that midsection, and it just feels like nothing's work anymore. That's what I do. That's what I do. And so today, we are going to be talking about habits, okay? Hang on here, I'm getting all sorts of notifications. So, welcome all of you that are getting on. If any of you are feeling like you need a little reset, you are not alone, okay? How many of you feel like, hang on just one second, let me pull up my notes here for today. Here we go. Okay, how many of you feel that back to school almost feels like January, right? It's like this energy of a new year, right? So regardless if you have kids that are school age, maybe you're a grandparent, I think everyone just kind of feels the energy of back to school. It's an exciting time. But what I have found as a dietitian, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, girls, and what I have found is that every year when back to school happens, this is a really important time to kind of take an inventory of where you're at, okay? With your health, with your goals, with your habits, okay? And so specifically today, I'm going to be talking about some habits to kind of not necessarily have you feel like you need to start over, but to get re-anchored, okay? And I think it's also kind of a great time because we're going to be heading into September. And girls, that means that like we're hitting fourth quarter here, okay? So in 90 days, it's the holidays, all right? So what I want to do is I just want to give you some actionable habits that you can take from today's live training and implement, okay? And so you can definitely have a pen and paper handy if you want. I'm going to actually, if you want, go ahead and comment habit tracker. I did put together a kind of like a tracker. It has like several habits on it. You can kind of pick the ones you want, but I think there's close to like, I don't know, 20 different habits on there that maybe you could just get some ideas from, but it is a habit tracker for the next 30 days. Okay. So let's dive in. So yeah, after summer, a lot of people are saying, Kim, I need to get serious. I need to start working out again. I need to dial in my nutrition. We've been eating out a lot. I need to lose some weight. So a lot of women say over the summertime, they think they're going to get all these habits and they're going to get all of these like healthy habits going, but it ends up being like harder because they're busy and vacation and kids and schedules. And if you're anything like us, we're a baseball family. My son plays competitive baseball, and then we go to the lake, right? And so it is a different pace. It's a different pace, and it's a little bit more free for all and fun. So today we're going to kind of just do a little bit of an overhaul. And I really want to just teach on 5 different anchors, okay? Now the habit tracker, okay, so if you're just joining us, if you want a habit tracker, comment habit tracker and we'll send it to you. But I'm going to be teaching on 5 fall anchors, okay? So we're heading into fall. These are the 5 things that I'm going to recommend that we just really start thinking about. And so I'm going to kind of walk you through these. I'm also going to just kind of walk you through my habits as we kind of navigate this. I think it's good to, I think like if we were to work together, I would want you to know that I practice what I preach, okay? So I'm going to also tell you what I do. I'm going to show you some real things from real clients and like what we actually use inside the VIP weight loss system to help our clients build habits, okay? So I'm going to teach you the 5 fall anchor habits, okay? But the reason this is so important because let me ask you girls a question. So for the girls that are on the call today, do you want a quick fix? Or do you want to learn the right habits to put your energy into so you can have sustainable results, right? So either comment, I want a quick fix, or I want sustainability, right? Comment what matters to you, okay? Because this is the thing, girls. I actually just got off a call with a gal this morning. Let's just say her name was Erica. And she told me, she's like, Kim, I have been on a roller coaster for so many years, and I just want I want something that's sustainable, right? And I'm like, girl, I love that you love that. Let's build your habits, okay? So let's go into these now, but this is why this matters, okay? Because at VIP, we are a habit-based weight loss system. We are a results-based weight loss system, okay? So this stuff matters to me so much more than the scale, okay? However, it's the habits that help you get the weight off, but keep it off. Because that's the part, girls. It's keeping it off. And let me ask you this before we get into these 5 anchors. What throws your habits off? Okay, so think of a habit right now that you want to dial in, okay? Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's meal planning. Can you drop in the chat, and I don't know if I can see these or not, but drop in the chat, what throws your habits off? Is it vacation? Is it you're tired? Is it you don't know what to do? Is it like a busy weekend? Is it back to school? Like, what throws off your habits, right? When you get busy, when you get stressed, I want to kind of know that. And it's important for you to know that as well, so that when you are resetting your habits, you know what threw you off in the first place. So let's reset, okay? Who's ready to reset? Okay, comment reset if you want the next 90 days to be like the best 90 days, right? Like, comment reset below. What habits do you want to build? Okay, let's have this be interactive, girls. Like, what habits do you want to build that stick? All right, let's say in 90 days, whatever you work on today, you're going to start mapping it out, tracking it. It's a habit. It's a habit, potentially in 30 days, potentially in 60 days, but for sure in 90 days. If you could pick anything, what would it be? What would your habit be, right? That matters. But the other part of this, girls, is why. Why does that habit matter to you, right? Why does that habit matter to you, okay? So let's get into it. If you girls are ready to reset, rebuild, okay, let's get these 5 fall anchors. I'm going to say them quickly, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go through each one of them for you, okay? So happy to see some of you on today. Okay, so the first anchor, like I said, I'm going to go through these. So anchor number 1 is starting your morning intentionally, okay? I do not have these written down anywhere. You can get my habit tracker, but that's just basically picking your habits and then tracking it for 30 days. Number 1, starting your morning intentionally. Number 2, building your meals around protein, not restriction. Number 3, 3-3-3 meal planning. Yeah, let's get it. I'm gonna break these all down. Number 4, stop sacrificing movement because you're busy. All right, so we're gonna focus on intentional movement. And number 5, I love this one. Create a 5-minute check-in. Okay, so now I'm going to go through each one of these. Okay, so I have some of my notes here. I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'm also going to kind of talk to you about like what I personally do. Okay, I could add a lot more habits to this, but I don't want to overwhelm you. To be honest, when you leave this call today, I just want you to pick 3 things. 3, that's it. So I'm going to give you a lot of things, write them all down, and on your list, I want you to pick 3 things that you're going to do and take action with when you leave this call today, okay? So let's go back to anchor number 1, starting your morning intentionally. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of like, kind of read to you what I kind of wrote when I was planning for this, and then I kind of want to talk you through what I do. So, lemon water and electrolytes, breakfast, protein before coffee. Let's see here. Yeah, let's just walk through this. So I'm just going to talk to you about my morning. I'm very intentional with waking up a little bit early. So who wakes up and has time to themselves before they hit the ground running? Or who wakes up and just hits the ground running? Okay? If that is what you're doing, I'm going to highly recommend that this is your first habit that you start. Give yourself time. Okay. Now, if you're not used to having any time for yourself, maybe start with like 15 to 20 minutes. It'll feel like bliss. Okay. I get a like good hour or more just because I love it so much. So it's like, oh my gosh, Kim, like what time do you wake up? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you do all of that? Okay. With back to school and kids, it's shifted a little bit, but I will wake up around like 6 a.m. and I will have my lemon water with electrolytes, okay? And then I read my Bible, okay? So that is part of my morning intentional routine. And then I journal, right? And so that is part of it. Now, then I have my coffee. I have my collagen. I put my collagen in my coffee. And then I go for a walk, okay? And this can be like 10 minutes. This could be 5 minutes. This could be, this morning I walked in this because I had to get my kids to school. But I go for a little walk and then I had my breakfast, okay? And we'll kind of talk about meals here in a second. But how you start your morning can absolutely change the whole energy of your day, okay? And so who here wakes up and hits the ground running? So if you do, say hit the ground running, okay? Because this is an area that I think is going to be very life-changing for you. What would happen if you had time to yourself every morning? What would that look like? How would that feel? If you want, I'm trying to think of what the book is now. I think it's called The Morning Miracle. I read it a long time ago. It helped me set my morning habits. There's kind of like an acronym that you follow. I can't remember what it is right now, but if anybody needs help with their morning routine, just put into ChatGPT like the Morning Miracle, and like the acronym. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, you know, setting your intention for the day, scribing, walking, like reading, something like that. It's pretty cool. And you could do this, girls, like you could do 5, 5, 5, 5. So like give yourself 20 or more minutes, okay? Then anchor number 2, build your meals around protein. Okay, so let's just talk about this. One thing I find happening is that most women are under eating protein. And so let me give you a recommendation. I do believe you need to get at least 120 to 140 grams of protein a day. And we can kind of individualize that for you in VIP, but this is a great way for you to just feel more like yourself, have better balance with your blood sugars, feel more satisfied. It's just going to keep you feeling awesome because I find that most women undereat during the day and then they usually hit their protein at like their dinner meal. But what if you could make your morning better by having at least 30 grams of protein for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? So you do want to plan the protein, okay? So this morning, let's go through my morning. Okay, so I did 2 cups of coffee, but I did do 2 scoops of collagen peptides, okay? So, gosh, I think that was like 30 grams of protein just in my coffee. I had then I had my VIP smoothie, okay? I do a VIP digestive smoothie. For those of you that don't know, I used to have a lot of digestive issues. That's why I became a dietitian. So I honor my gut every single morning. And so I had a VIP digestive smoothie, and I actually had a protein muffin, just one, before a call. And then around 10, was it like 10:45, I had VIP chicken salad with Crunchmaster crackers and a little bit of watermelon. I did that because I'm going to be on calls here for about 3.5 hours, but really prioritizing protein. Okay, so I had high quality protein powder in my smoothie. I had the collagen peptides. I had a protein muffin, and then I had chicken salad. And the chicken obviously had the protein. So the reason this is so important is actually what's happening is so many women think they need to eat less in this phase of life, and that's not the right strategy, okay? And so if you're struggling with protein, make this one of your habits. Which meal are you going to focus on? Maybe dinner's easiest, so maybe you focus on breakfast and lunch. Maybe you're not even eating breakfast. Is anyone on this call not eating breakfast? Okay? If not, that's your habit, okay? Otherwise, let's get dialed back in, all right? So VIP girls, I see you on the call today. Where in your meal plan do you need to prioritize protein, okay? Get back to it, okay? Anchor number 3, meal planning, okay? So we're talking about getting protein, but meal planning, bring back meal planning, okay? So habit, let's talk about meal planning. So it's not like you just wake up and meal plan, okay? This takes a little bit of intentional work. I did a live training on what's for dinner a couple weeks ago, and I had this little handout in there, so if you need to go back and watch that. But the what's for dinner rhythm, so it says, like, you can see on here, so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's like this column says what's happening, this is maybe a theme, we talked about themes, and then why this theme works, okay? And so I think it's important to map out what your days and your nights look like before you just start planning meals. Because if your house is anything like mine, we have practices every night of the week but Wednesday, and pretty soon, like, youth group's gonna start, okay? So, like, I need to be very strategic on how I plan so that it makes sense for my family. So I would recommend the habit of maybe on Wednesdays, I plan for the week ahead, or maybe Thursdays or Fridays, whatever you want to do. Then what another habit you could make is what day do I get the groceries? Do I have them delivered? Do I pick them up? The next habit would be, what day do I prep on? Who preps? Is it me? Is it my husband? Do I involve my kids? Do I hire someone? Okay, so like all of those things matter so that the habit can become a lifestyle, okay? So these habits just become who you are. Now, as you're building them, you have to work on them, okay? So these don't just happen overnight, but I'm promising you, what's the end result you want, okay? So if you want to always have food in your refrigerator ready to go, that's easy, quick, you get home from work and you don't have to think about it, you just have to warm it, this habit's for you. Okay, but you have to think through it, all right? So what's going on? Now tonight, my kids don't have anything. Well, Miles has football, but we're grilling out. Okay, so I have chicken that we're grilling. We're just gonna do some broccoli, some watermelon, and then they're having some sourdough bread, okay? That's what we're having for dinner, okay? But when you know that, you can make it simple. Now, with the what's for dinner routine, we talked a lot about themes. Something I'm going to talk to you about today is something really easy called my 3-3-3 meal planning hack. You pick 3 proteins, 3 carbs, 3 veggies, and then if you want to, optional 3 sauces, okay? I have talked about this before on a live, so you can definitely go back. If you're on this call right now, you have access to our secret Facebook group. In the secret Facebook group, you can go to guides, and under guides, you're going to see all my live trainings, okay? So yay for you. You get tons of awesome content, okay? So what could this look like? It could look like grilled chicken. It could look like, so grilled chicken, let's say ground beef for tacos, and I always do some like no plan protein, so something easy like tuna, okay? So there's your 3 proteins. 3 carbs. Let's say you did sweet potatoes, because I did those this week, a wrap, and some watermelon, okay? 3 veggies. Maybe you had cherry tomatoes, broccoli, and green beans, okay? Because then what can happen is you can kind of mix and match those things. So that's a busy mom hack, okay? But the habit is planning it, okay? So I'm not gonna lie, I can do this pretty easily. This is just what I do, right? It doesn't take me a whole lot of time. So I usually plan on Saturdays or Sundays, and I have it delivered the next day, Sunday night or Monday, and then we do all of our prepping on Monday. Okay, that's just kind of what we do. But this is a really good habit. Now, if you want more information on these things, I would definitely recommend checking out. If you want more meal planning tips or protein planning tips or 333 or things like that, I would definitely recommend checking out some of my other videos. Let's go to anchor number 4. Stop sacrificing movement because you're busy. Okay? Something I want you to think about. Right before this call, I actually had 9 minutes. I had 9 minutes before this live, okay? I went outside and I walked up my driveway, around the corner, and back. Okay? I wouldn't consider that a walk necessarily, but like, move your body. Like, it's steps, and it doesn't have to be something. Does that make sense? So I want you girls to hear something. Every intentional movement counts. I want to really talk to the woman that is letting work take priority. Okay, this is a truth bomb right here. Who's letting work be number 1? Okay, anyone? I've been guilty of it. But I want to tell you something. You can get up from your desk and walk outside and walk back in. You can take a loop around. You can, if you work from home, you can go outside and walk up the driveway and back down. Move your body. Take a lunch break, okay? If you say you're too busy, I'm going to say you have your priorities wrong. We're all busy, okay? If you see opportunity, you get it all done. So you're productive. So are you productive or are you busy? Because, I mean, it's just a perspective change, okay? So get outside and move your body. I would highly recommend that if this is really hard for you, okay, and you're like 30 minutes just seems like really daunting, I would recommend even just 3 10-minute walks a day. 3 10-minute intentional movement a day. I have walked twice in this. I'm in jeans, but I just put on some little shoes, okay? Like, this is real life right here, girls. Real life, okay? I teach what I preach, and I preach what I teach. But too many women are saying, I don't have time. They work through their lunch. They don't get up. This has to end, and if this is you, this is your top habit. Get away from your desk. Eat your lunch in a different space, in a different room. Maybe you do a 10-minute walk at lunch with your friend, and that's a habit that you're going to do every day that you're at work, right? Like, what is that habit for you? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, stop eating lunch at your desk and calling that productivity. Sorry, I gotta call you out, girls. I gotta call you out. Now, every once in a while, fine, I get it. But like, so many of us are like, oh, I'm being productive. I'm just gonna eat through lunch today. I'm just gonna sit at my desk. Girl, that's not productivity, okay? If you've got goals and you're listening to this, that needs to change, okay? Go actually be productive and get yourself away from your work and take care of yourself. Anchor number 5 is, let's create a 5-minute check-in. I love this one so much. So girls, if you feel like you're getting your movement, you're getting your foods down, maybe you're in VIP and you're like, I got my morning, I got my protein, so tell me something, Kim. I love this one so much. And I practice this, and I actually have it for my clients, but this comes back to taking a 5-minute check-in. Okay. Now, if you've never done this, maybe just do a 5-minute check-in as like one of your habits once a day. But I will even do like a check-in like 3 times a day. I kind of call it my white space. Okay. Now, your 5-minute check-in could be something like, maybe, honestly, I think it would be really good to do like a journal. Okay. What are 3 things that are going well for me today? What are 3 things that I struggled with today? So that I kind of understand what I need to put my energy towards and I need solutions for, right? Like, so in VIP, my clients do get this, when you sign up for VIP and you become a new client, they get this little notebook. At the beginning, we have some like recipes and things like that. But then once we build your nutrition plan and your habits, you keep track of them. Okay. So you'll have your food journal, but you also have a habit tracker. Okay. So we create those for you, so that you get the results you want. But something that we also have in here is a daily journal. Okay. And so I love this so much because it's just a space for you to reflect. Let's be honest, girls. Like, when's the last time you sat and reflected on how you're doing? How are you doing? Like, truly. How are you feeling today? Right? How are you feeling today? What are the things you're grateful for today? Can you guys see this? What are your daily affirmations? What are you affirming? Right? What are the things you want to do today? When's the last time that you stopped and like put it down? Right? When's the last time you did that? For those of you that are not sleeping well at night, you wake up, maybe you fall asleep, but you wake up and you're thinking and you can't stop thinking and you're like, I'll just get up. I highly recommend journaling in the evening. Okay. So that would be something, that you can work on. So this is just a 5-minute check-in. It's a 5-minute check-in. Okay. Now, if this is something, these are things that I kind of take to the next level in my life. So like, how do I do this, right? How do I do this planning? One thing that I do, I journal every single night before bed. I have a gratitude journal. I have the same one, and I just keep buying new ones of it when I fill it up. And I have since I was in high school. I've been gratitude journaling. So, but now my journal rhythms every single night. Sometimes I just journal. But my rhythms every night, without fail, are what are the 3 things I'm grateful for right today? What are the 3 wins from my day? What are 3 wins I'd like to see tomorrow? And what are 3 things I'm praying for? Okay. So that's something that I just do for my rhythms every day. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. What I want you to do now is I want you to just take a mini challenge. What is something that you can do today? Right? What is something you can do today? If you can, drop it in the chat. Right? Are you going to eat protein tomorrow for breakfast? Are you going to get water with electrolytes? Are you going to take a 10-minute walk? Are you going to plan your meals? Are you going to take a 5-minute journal or check-in? Okay. If you want a journal tracker with a bunch of ideas, just comment habit tracker below and I'll send it to you. But otherwise, girls, this is what I would recommend. Now, if you're sitting here and you're like, Kim, my problem isn't that I don't know what to do. It's I am having a hard time putting it all together. With my life, my busyness, my hormones, I just need somebody to say, do this. That's what we do here. So if that's what you're looking for, please comment plan below and I will personally reach out to you and see if this is something we can help you with. Okay. But otherwise, girls, habits are wonderful when we work. If we work it, it will work. Okay. So if you work 3 habits for 30 days, watch what happens. It will work. All right. Have a great day, everybody.